Welcome to the Verified Skills Workshop and Training. My name is Brandon Louder. I'm the co-author of the Verified System and Verified Brand. I'll also be your host and trainer today. So please get comfortable, make sure you have something to take notes with, and feel free to pause this video or rewind it at any point. We want to make sure you're getting the most out of this presentation and the workshop. So we're going to start off by asking you a few questions, and these aren't intended to be funny or sarcastic, but to help build the initial perspective as well as some reality about our own industry. Did anyone ever take a class on how a real estate deal works from start to finish? Has anyone had any formal training on how the real estate transaction process actually works? Well, most likely you haven't, which leads to a problem you have that you didn't even know you had. Most of our training is by osmosis. You get some direction and guidance, maybe you have a mentor, and it's usually after you have a buyer or seller already in process. But in all my years in real estate, I've never seen training that is specific to what we are going to teach you. Have you ever had a real estate deal blow up or go sideways? I say that in the most loving way because if you have, it's really no fun. How many deals have you been in that had some type of a delay? And as we go through this workshop, we're going to expose the most common areas that create delays and how you can prevent them moving forward. How many transactions have you had to renegotiate even after you went under contract? We're going to show you a better system to help you avoid this crazy business that we call real estate. After 30 years of being in real estate and with over 3,900 closed transactions, can you guess how many deals I've had to cancel or get delayed? And thankfully for most of us, even if we had a deal cancel for whatever reason, we were able to at least find that buyer another property or still sell the listing that we had, but not every time. So the questions that now arise are, did the situation create an experience for either my buyer or my seller that now leaves a bad taste in their mouth? Now be honest with yourself. Did the client feel at any point along the way that something happened or came up that they weren't expecting or thought that they should have known about? Was it a reflection on me, and will they continue to do business with me in the future? Or more importantly, will they even refer business to me? There has been a ton of studies and surveys on consumer satisfaction after a real estate transaction closes, and I guarantee you it's not all 5-star ratings. Could I have prevented it or at least made the experience better? Well, how can you prevent something from happening if you weren't even trained on how to make sure it doesn't happen in the first place? Did my clients feel like I had their back and their best interest in mind? If you think about your fiduciary and the responsibility you actually have, or the expectation your client has, I'm sure this question isn't even asked enough. And here's what's interesting and why you're here today. There has never been a rule, a policy, a procedure, or a law regarding how the real estate transaction process works or flows. What we have, though, are rules and regulations and requirements, contracts, addendums, lots of paperwork that is part of a real estate transaction, and it all needs to be completed by the time the file closes, no matter what state or jurisdiction you're in or what brokerage you belong to. And without going down that rabbit hole, we're going to concentrate on how the traditional real estate process currently goes, how it has gone ever since I can remember in my short 30-year career. So let's begin with some unfortunate industry statistics and what potential challenges they present to our clients and ourselves as a real estate professional. Over 30% of residential real estate transactions fall out of contract due to the physical condition of the property, primarily because we don't do any inspections or provide any disclosures until after we go under contract. The National Association of Realtors reports this number at 28%. Of all the properties that do go under contract, over 85% of them have to renegotiate the original terms of the contract, like the repairs, credits, any concessions, price reductions. This also includes, unfortunately, extensions of dates and deadlines. Both the buyer and seller get a false sense of value when they're under contract at a certain price in the beginning, and then they have to renegotiate after inspection. More than 60% of properties that do go under contract also have unnecessary delays, not only because of what we just have stated or we've been talking about, but because of title issues, HOA issues, loan issues. I mean, we could probably think of a few other challenges in that category as well. More importantly, the number one reason a home seller will get sued by the buyer after the property closes escrow is typically non-disclosure or discovery or something the buyer found out about that they didn't know about after they closed on the property. So, can you relate to any of these statistics? Have you experienced any of these scenarios? Well, if you haven't done enough deals yet. And again, I say that with a lot of love. You probably at least know an agent or two who's had to deal with these scenarios. And I think it's amazing to me. I think what's amazing to me is that we've not only been dealing with this for a long time, but we seem to be okay with it. It's like, this is just the way it works, and we just keep going through the motions. So what is the opportunity for you? What is the end goal or result that we want for you? The goal and opportunity by the end of this workshop is to help you gain a better understanding of the current process, but more importantly, demonstrate to you a new and better system, or at least a better way to list and sell real estate, to help you increase your knowledge, your skills, your abilities, and confidence in real estate. We want to teach you a system that will help you avoid falling out of contract. We want to help you better qualify your sellers, your buyers, and the agents on the other end of the deal. We want to help you minimize the risk and liability for your sellers, yourself, and your brokerage. And we want you to use this training and the resources and tools to learn how to lead generate and nurture with. Earn more commissions by providing a better service and experience. And believe it or not, you can gain more income or earn more value just from what it is that you have to offer. More importantly, we want to prevent more of the stress that comes with negotiating terms and conditions. So a lot to be gained by being a part of this workshop. So hopefully that sounds amazing and you're ready to get started.